When you think of the biggest matches in world football, there's a few that spring to mind. El Clásico, Celtic versus Rangers, Boca River, Manchester United Liverpool. But for me, it's always been one game above any of that. One that I've honestly dreamed of seeing in the flesh since I was a kid. A game between two of world football's absolute elite, with so much historical context between them, contested in what is an absolute coliseum, the stadium. La Derby de la Madonnina, the Milan Derby. For so many reasons, this game has captured my attention since I was a child. And above any of that is my love for Inter Milan. Since I laid my eyes on Jose Mourinho's all-time great gang of misfits that shocked Europe and won it all, I have always been infatuated with the narrative. AI these days, man. Wow. This is the picture you guys have to see. 12-year-old Lies in the streets of Milan in the most questionable drip you've probably ever witnessed, proudly bearing the shirt of one of my all-time favorites, Diego Milito, Il Principe to the people of Milan. And 13 years later, I'm back, but this time to accomplish the childhood dream. Inter Milan versus AC Milan at the San Siro on a Saturday night under the lights. What's not to like? You're probably wondering, how the hell is this all happening? 2 words, AC Momento. Momento is an interactive app that allows fans from all over the world to basically track the games that they go to, take pictures and share it with their friends, tag their friends that they went with, give match ratings, give their thoughts on the game, all that good stuff. And Momento now covers all of the major leagues and competitions around Europe, from the Premier League, La Liga, the FA Cup, the World Cup, the Euros, the Champions League, the Europa League. We even got you guys, Liverpool, don't you worry about that. All of those competitions are on the Momento app. And also, if you're a fan of American sports, they got you covered too. NBA, MLB, NFL. If you're a fan of those, you can track those games with Momento as well. So, when Momento recently hit me up asking if I wanted to go to this season's Milan Derby at the San Siro, I practically leapt at the opportunity. Today's your lucky day, because I'm taking you with me. So, Saturday morning, the day of the game, we got to Gatwick Airport and prepared for what was sure to be an eventful day. The plane actually took off late, which low-key messed with the schedule me and TJ had set up for the day, but in no time, we had landed in sunny, beautiful Milan. Oh, yeah man, we took the London weather with us. Regardless though, we were here and with a couple hours to spare before we could check into our hotel. So we thought, what better way to spend our morning than by checking out the San Siro in all its glory, hours before the battle of the city commenced. Now, a big reason why I've always been enamored by the Milan Derby is of course the San Siro. And when I found out a few years ago that there were plans in place to have it demolished, it made absolutely zero sense to me.
Wow. Honestly, my first takeaway, just from seeing it for the first time, why the hell would anyone want to take this masterpiece down? Because one of my biggest gripes of modern football at the moment is that it seems like all of the historic grounds are either being renovated or completely tarnished and destroyed for this idea of a bowl stadium. At the end of the day, guys, these stadiums are all gonna look the same. What is it that sets them apart from the rest? This is one of one. This is a masterpiece. This is why I call the San Siro the cathedral of football. You will not find anything on planet Earth that looks and resembles like this. And I feel like tearing it down is almost tearing down a piece of Milan.
Luckily, the decision has been recently reversed, and for reasons almost mirroring mine. I mean, come on, man. The San Siro is heritage, both footballing and culturally. In fact, everything about this derby is football heritage. Nicknamed Derby de la Madonnina in honor of a statue of the Virgin Mary sitting atop one of the city's most famous landmarks, the Duomo Cathedral, both teams have history and prestige practically pouring out their ears. But at one point, 2 clubs were one, when Milan Cricket and Football Club were initially founded in 1899 by an Englishman of all people, Herbert Kilpin. But 10 years later, disagreements over the signing of foreign players led to the birth of Internazionale di Milano. Flash forward to today, AC Milan and Inter are fierce rivals, but respecting ones at the same time. The 2 groups of ultras used to go to war both on and off the pitch, until the death of an Inter fan in 1983 prompted a non-aggression pact held to this day, with both sets of fans agreeing to do battle in the forms of tifos, flags, and chants. In fact, it's common to see both Milan and Inter fans happen to reside from the same immediate family, with some Inter fans telling me they even disliked Juve more. Final bit of history for you, the San Siro, capable of seating 80,000, isn't even officially called that. Renamed in 1980 after one of the city's most legendary figures, Milan and football fans still affectionately call it the San Siro, but on nights Inter hosted in particular, it officially becomes the Giuseppe Meazza. Now, me and TJ actually got there right on time for kickoff, due to watching a couple of schmucks kick ball against Brighton and losing at a local cafe. But nevertheless, we were sat firmly on our seats as Inter and Milan, both unbeaten in the league at that point, kicked off the 222nd Milan Derby. And wow. First off, thanks to Momento for the seats, but the atmosphere was electric, with both Inter's Curva Nord and Milan's Curva Sud buzzing from minute one. And it didn't take but 5 minutes for Inter to make the breakthrough, with Henrik Mkhitaryan bagging early in front of the Milan Ultras. From there, the goals just kept flying in.
2-0 Inter Milan. Marcus Thuram with the second, the new signing, and Inter fans have completely silenced the Milan fans. It was coming, let's be honest, man. It was coming. Milan were knocking on the door, and Inter have done really well to keep that door up. But Rafael, as it usually is him when it comes to AC Milan, has found a way through the door. AC Milan have got their way into this game. Inter 2, AC 1. Game on, man.
During the game, the Inter fan next to me saw we were shooting in English, and slowly we started speaking about football. That's really the beauty of sport. Two people from completely different backgrounds, with completely different languages, can come together over one common interest: football. Second half kicked off, and it was more of the same for Inter.
Chanting for Henrik Mkhitaryan as loud as I am right now, as a Man United fan. But he has been brilliant today, and that might be the goal that buries AC Milan. They were going into it. That's a dagger right there. 3-1 Inter.
Full time shortly after, Inter 5, Milan 1. Demolition Derby for 5-star Inter. Walking out the ground with the rest of the Inter fans, hearing them sing and chant long into the night, honestly stirred up crazy emotion in me. Not only because I had just accomplished a long-time childhood dream, but in a way the night kind of rekindled a feeling for football I had been missing for a really long time.
Honestly, guys, I complain a lot about the modern game. You guys all know me, man. But it's moments and experiences like tonight that almost like revive the love of football that I've had since I was a kid. Nights like tonight make you like return to your childhood and make you realize why you fell in love with the sport as a kid. Tonight is one of the greatest experiences I think I've ever had watching live sport, period. Seeing two historic juggernauts like Milan and Inter, not just on the Italian stage, but on the world stage, battling it out, and of course Inter are the overwhelming winners tonight. But seeing the fans, both sets of fans, you're gonna see the video, Milan and Inter, till the last whistle, pulling flares up, waving their tifos, waving their flags, cheering, chanting. It's an absolutely beautiful scene, and for me, this is what watching football and experiencing football and being a football fan is all about. Thank you so much to AC Momento for sending me out to today's game. I'm of course going to leave all their links down below in the description box. You already saw what AC Momento is about earlier in the video. Make sure to check them out, they are amazing. And hopefully me and them can partner up to do more stuff like tonight, because honestly, this is what being a football fan is about. Attending games like this and living the experience like I just did.
Alright, now we're done. Shout out Momento, shout out TJ, shout out the city of Milan, and most importantly, shout out you guys. Now, some of you guys may have just started subscribing to me last month. You guys saw Los Oranges and you saw Italians in the Premier League and you loved my videos. Some of you guys may have been watching me for years at this point, even back when we were called Whole Lotta Mid, and I was recording videos in my basement ranting about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Either way, these kinds of experiences cannot happen with you guys. And so for that, I'm extremely, extremely humbled and appreciative of all the support you guys have given me recently. And here's to more, man, honestly. And now, officially, we can say, we'll see you when we see you. Peace.